Welcome to the Reunion Podcast, a fictional, imaginative story about an aging Beatles fan. This is the fourth episode, which is called Agneau grillé au charbon. Again, I have to give you a little disclaimer that this is a work of fiction. Any names or characters, businesses or places, events or incidents are fictitious. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. In the previous episode, Widlowski has started to visit his old friends from the Schmiedels cover band, and, most importantly, met Beata. However, he discovered she was married to his nemesis Haritonov, a former KGB operative. The evening had come and gone, and more ice cream had miraculously been found in the freezer, so Widlowski and Ladislav had binged on ice cream that night rather than beer. Now, down in the basement of the university, Widlowski and Ladislav exchanged a brief, furtive glance before Ladislav reached up and knocked on the door. The door opened, revealing a rather drowsy mid-60s man dressed in a tweed suit, glancing from one to another through thick eyeglasses. Behind him in the cramped office were stacks and stacks of books, taking up every available space, be it shelf, sill, desk, floor, or chair.
Adam!
Widlowski. A real pleasure to see you again. The prodigal son, eh? Or prodigal pater grand familias.
It's been too long. I see you've carved a nice corner out for yourself.
My little temple to classics. Sometimes I wonder if the dean even knows I'm still on the payroll. Late at night, I'm wandering the halls like Diogenes with a lantern, looking for an honest scholar.
Didn't change much, did he?
Oh, Ladislav told me about Drug. I'm so sorry. And the cause? Jellyfish have a funny name but can be more venomous than snakes. Some of them are proved to be literally immortal, while others, evidently not the same ones, are said to sting while dead.
So are some people, just to think about it.
Yes and no, Widlowski. The hair grays, the body softens, but time doesn't so much change us as unfurl us. I think Frisch said that, or maybe it was Shaw.
Pretty sure it was Picard Jean-Luc.
Not sure I'm familiar with his work.
Yeah, I came home to see old friends, but also to come together.
It's alright. Ladislav mentioned it over the phone. I'd love to play.
Really?
Sure, I've still been known to tickle the ivory from time to time. I think I've got fascinating sheet music around here.
Great to have you on board. Don't want to keep you any longer. I'm sure you have students that need dazzling.
Oh, one thing. I'm happy to participate in this little musical fete, but let's be sure to leave Jean out of it.
Jean? Why?
That rich renegade? I'd rather suffer through a reading of Ezra Pound's Cantos than share a stage with him.
Actually...
Of course. Hadn't even thought of asking him. Wow! Look at that! Our first yes! You know what they say, the first one's the hottest.
Who's they?
Maybe I should go ask Adam for a sauce on that quote.
Oh, I wouldn't, if you got any plans for the next few hours.
Go on, give me a celebratory howl.
Woo!
Pathetic. But I still say we should celebrate. Dinner?
Actually, I'm busy tonight.
You are? Mysterious doesn't look good on you. It comes across as constipated.
Widlowski stood on the empty pedestrian bridge, leaning against the railing and glancing down at the meandering turn of the river that flowed beneath it. He couldn't help but mentally kick himself for this foolish idea, as several more minutes passed by. Every time he heard footsteps, he looked up with a beaming smile, but those had long since stopped. No smiles for a long time since the last person had crossed the bridge. He glanced down at his watch.
Yes, Stupid.
He wasn't just a fool, he was an idiot for thinking that she would ever come, especially after the way she had greeted him, after she had married the very man who had stood in the way of their happiness, their love, and the life that they had planned. He ran his hand through the hair and semi-unconsciously knocked his finger against his temple.
Stupid.
Widlowski had made up his mind. He stood tall, slipped his hands into his coat, and turned to leave. He started to walk away, determined to leave with as much dignity as he could, when he heard them. Footsteps, coming from the other side of the bridge. He looked up, stopping himself from smiling in case he was wrong, in case it was just another false hope. But this time, it wasn't.
You came.
I came. You know, I can't just go sneaking around. My husband's going to get suspicious.
Mm-hmm. You know, he knows I'm in Grashsk.
How does he know? Wait, how do you know he knows?
Maybe Jean told him. They have some work connections, I guess. My mistake, but I didn't even realize then. And your husband confronted me after I invited you here.
He'll never do me no harm. But you may be in trouble.
Thank you for...
I'm not sure why.
Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I was just saying, thank you for coming and how sorry...
No, I think we're past apologies. You apologize for spilling a drink on the carpet, not for...
I understand. So, how have you been?
How have I been?
Yeah.
Fine. And you, how is... God, I don't even know what to ask. Your life. Your last 100 years. Are you married? Do you have kids?
Fine. No, I know.
Well, I guess we're all caught up then. Easy enough.
Your husband.
That? All right, go ahead.
How did you even end up with that monster?
That is not fair. After you left, things were tough. The government, the police, riots. I was a blacklisted refusenik. No way to get a job. And he kept me safe. He's not a mom. He's a father.
Father?
That's right. He and I have a daughter. All grown up now.
That's wonderful. Does she live in Grashsk too?
And the Chernesky Grad, near old KZB.
Chinatown, near the Jewish quarter where we lived. Do you think I forgot that? Or KZB?
Although I don't get to see her as much as I'd like. She and I... Oh, well, it's complicated. Why did you come back?
You know, Adam said yes, and we are seeing Jana tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, the concert. The whole reason you're back, right?
Druk passed away.
Sorry to hear that.
Brought a sharp sense that we don't live forever. Only music does, he used to say. I felt I had to see you. Find out if you still sing from time to time. Do you? I almost haven't played guitar since Dream of the Beatles reunion turned into ruin. You know, if you take letters O, N and E, or 1, from reunion, what is left is ruin. Part of me wanted to find you happy, to feel less guilt.
And part of you wanted to find me unhappy. To save me from ruin.
How could I ever leave? I thought the Beatles reunion was about to happen and I'll pull you out. I stage a play called Reunion, trying to out-bureaucrat the bureaucrats. I took some dialogues directly from the three men.
In the boat, not counting the dog. I remember watching that old movie together. With you. Dozen times.
Widlowski smiled back, turned on flying on his cell phone, and started to talk, voicing the Beatles while in his mind they floated below the bridge in their individual boats.